What does £12.5 million actually look like in London? Let's go inside and see for real. We are right in the middle of Mayfair, just a short walk from Berkeley Square and Hyde Park. I'm heading to a very special apartment today. It's a duplex, that means it's over 2 floors, with 3 bedrooms, and it's just been completely redesigned by a famous interior team called Taylor House. Everything you're about to see is real, and honestly, it's going to surprise you. First, let's talk about the street. Charles Street. It's one of the quiet, beautiful roads in Mayfair where everything feels calm and expensive. The building itself doesn't scream for attention. It's elegant, understated. You'd walk past it and not even know what's behind the door. And that's what makes it so special. We're walking up to the entrance now. The door is heavy, solid. You get the feeling that once you're inside, the outside world just melts away. Let's go in. Okay, first impression. It's calm, it's quiet, and the light, it's soft and it's coming from everywhere. Look up. That chandelier isn't just a light, it's a piece of art. Crystal, but not too sparkly, just beautiful. And the floor, that's real marble, not fake, not printed, real stone. They call it Petra stone. It's grey with little natural veins running through it, and it has this subtle border around the edge. It feels cool underfoot, expensive, permanent. Now to the left, this is the study. And wow, does it set a mood. This room feels like it's from another time. It's traditional, refined. The desk here isn't just a table, it's a proper, serious desk, made of dark wood. You can imagine someone sitting here, writing letters, thinking big thoughts. And the fireplace, that's black marble, really deep dark black. They call it Nero marble. It's smooth, reflective. On a cold London day, can you imagine a fire going in there? With a book? Yes, please. But look down. The floor in here is different. It's oak wood, but laid in a pattern called basket weave. Little squares of wood, fitted together perfectly. It's warm, it's detailed, and you'll notice, this is just the start. The flooring changes as we move through the apartment. It's like each room has its own personality. Now back out to the hall. Before we go further, I need to show you something that makes this apartment smart. Really smart. See this screen on the wall? It looks simple, but this controls everything. The lights, the music, the temperature, even the blinds. You can tap it here and all the lights in the apartment slowly brighten, or you can tap another setting and they all go soft and dim for the evening. And if you don't want to walk over to the screen, you can do it all from your phone. It's not just fancy, it makes living here easy, calm. You're not getting up to turn off lights, you're not fiddling with switches, it just works. Now through these doors. They're black, they're framed in metal, and they're heavy. This is the main living room. Take a breath. Because the space, it hits you straight away. First, look up. The ceiling is high, really high, over 3 meters tall, and it has these beautiful, delicate moldings along the edges. It feels grand, but not cold. The room is big, but it doesn't feel empty. It feels full of light, of air, of quality. Everything you see here, the sofas, the chairs, the side tables, the art on the walls, it all comes with the apartment. It was all made specially for this space. Nothing was bought from a shop. It was all designed, measured, built, and placed here. That's what bespoke means, made for here and nowhere else. In the middle, another fireplace. This one is white marble, but with these gentle lilac and grey veins running through it like watercolor paint. If the study's fireplace was serious and dark, this one is soft, elegant. And the floor here, it's wood again, but a different pattern. This is called chevron. It looks like long arrows pointing down the room. It gives energy, direction. It's still warm underfoot, still oak, but it feels more modern here, more lively. Oh, and the sound. There are speakers in the ceiling, built in, you can't see them. So you can play music, any music, and it just floats through the room. No wires, no boxes, just sound. And these big doors here, they open straight onto a balcony. A private balcony overlooking your own little courtyard garden. We'll see that later, but imagine a summer evening out here, in the middle of London, in silence. Now let's move into what they call the gallery. This is the space that connects everything. And it's double height. That means it goes up through both floors of the apartment. There's a walkway here on this level, and you can look up and see the ceiling far above you. The windows here are huge, from floor to ceiling, and they're made of these black metal frames, really slim, really modern, so you get almost all glass. Light just pours in. Even on a cloudy day, this space feels bright. The walkway feels like it's floating. It's not chunky, it's delicate, beautifully made. And along this wall, a library. Floor-to-ceiling shelves filled with books and little objects, all included. It feels personal, like a home, not a show flat. And yes, the floor changes again. Here it's simple, long, straight planks of oak, no pattern, just clean, straight lines. So we've seen basket weave in the study, chevron in the living room, and now straight planks here. It's subtle, but it matters. Now through here, the dining room. This is where you entertain. The table is huge, it can seat 10 people easily. Above it, another stunning chandelier, not too big, not too flashy, just right. The walls here are amazing. They're covered in panels, and inside the panels is this textured wallpaper. It's soft to touch, it has depth. And around the top of the room, near the ceiling, there's a hidden groove with light in it. So when you switch it on in the evening, the whole ceiling seems to glow. It's warm, inviting, perfect for long dinners with friends. And again, doors out to that balcony, that connection to outside, it's everywhere. Now, are you ready for the kitchen? Because this is where things get really special. We walk through a sliding pocket door, it disappears into the wall, and here we are. First thing you notice. The stone. This isn't just any stone, this is Calicata viola marble. It's from one single quarry in Italy, one place in the whole world. It has this deep purple, grey and white vein running through it. Every slab is unique. And here it's not just on the worktops, it's on the splashback too, one continuous piece. It's cool to touch, it has life in it. And it's literally one of the most expensive marbles you can buy. The kitchen units are a soft, textured cream. They feel almost fabric-like, really special. And the handles, they're solid metal, heavy, satisfying to open. All of it made in Britain. The appliances are by Miele. All built in. There's a coffee machine, a microwave, an oven, a steamer, and a huge fridge and freezer, hidden behind doors that match the cabinets. It's all there, and it's all top of the line. Over here, a breakfast bar. 2 seats. Somewhere for a quick coffee in the morning, or a chat while someone cooks. It's less formal than the big dining table, and that's the point. A home needs both. Before we go downstairs, let's talk about the art. All the paintings, the sculptures, the pieces you see on shelves, they're all from a famous London gallery. They're not just decoration, they're proper art. And if you buy this apartment, you can buy the art too. It's optional, but look at it. It brings the walls to life. Right, let's go down to the lower ground floor. This is where the bedrooms are. And don't think lower ground means dark, it doesn't. Because of that courtyard, light comes straight in. First, the main bedroom, the principal suite. You walk in and it's just peaceful. The bed is huge, the headboard is upholstered in soft fabric. There are bedside tables with beautiful lamps, again, all included. And there are doors straight out to the courtyard. So you wake up, open the doors, and you're in your own private garden. In Mayfair, that's rare. Over here, a dressing room. It's not just a wardrobe, it's a whole room. Shelves for shoes, hanging rails for clothes, drawers for everything else. All custom made. It's every bit as designed as the living room. And through here, the main bathroom. This is where you really see the luxury. The marble in here is called Dream White and Calicata Gold. It's creamy, it has these golden, swirling veins. It looks almost soft like ice cream. There are 2 sinks, a big mirror. Lights around the mirror that make getting ready feel like you're in a good hotel. There's a walk-in shower, huge, with a rainfall showerhead. And separate from that, a bathtub. A deep, freestanding tub right under the window. And around the tub, more of that beautiful marble. It's not just a bathroom, it's a place you'd want to spend time. Light a candle, play some music, relax. Now back out to the hallway downstairs. There's a little seating area here under the stairs, a quiet spot to read. And another control panel for the lights and music, because the smart system is everywhere. Bedroom 2. This is a guest room. But it's not small, it's a proper double room with its own style. Again, the bed, the side tables, the lamps, all here. And it has its own bathroom too. This bathroom is different. Here, the stone is a grey marble called Hermes Grey. It's sleek and modern. And the tiles on the floor and walls are laid completely flat, so there's no ridge or step. It's all seamless, easy to clean, beautiful to look at. Bedroom 3. This is set up as a children's room right now, with 2 single beds. But you could easily put them together to make a big double. The ceiling in here is curved. It's an original feature of the building, and they've followed that curve in the design of the wardrobes. It's lovely. This room could be for kids, for guests, or for live-in staff. And yes, it has its own bathroom too. This one with white Carrara marble, classic, clean. Along the corridor, there's a utility room. Washer, dryer, sink, lots of storage. All the practical stuff hidden away neatly. And at the end, the staff entrance. A separate door, so if you have someone helping in the home, they can come and go without coming through the main apartment. It's discreet, thoughtful. Now let's go outside. The courtyard. We step out from the lower ground floor, and suddenly we're outside. It's not a huge garden, but it's private, completely yours. There's a wall covered in vertical timber slats. It feels modern and natural. There's space for a small table and chairs. And in the evening, gentle lights come on in the walls. It's a little oasis, quiet, green, a world away from the London streets just beyond the walls. Finally, let's go back upstairs to the study. Sit down for a moment. This apartment is 3,378 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's in the very heart of Mayfair. And it's priced at £12.5 million. That's a lot of money. But what are you getting? You're getting a home that's completely finished, no work to do, no furniture to buy. You're getting peace and quiet and light in one of the busiest cities in the world. You're getting quality in every detail, from the marble to the wood to the technology. And you're getting a piece of London that very, very few people ever get to own. If you're someone with a budget that stretches this far, this isn't just a purchase, it's a life choice. A choice for beauty, for calm, for space, for privacy. So what do you think? Could you see yourself living here? If this was your key to London, would you turn it? If you want to know more, details are in the description below. And if you enjoyed this real, detailed look inside one of London's most expensive apartments, please hit the like button. It really helps this channel, Winds of Thought, to grow. And subscribe so you don't miss the next tour. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's not just about the price tag, it's about what lies behind the door.